It is 7:33 right now, and another day brings a new resignation from one of the people in Mayor Eric Adams' inner circle. Senior advisor Tim Pearson, who also served with Mayor Adams on the NYPD, resigned last night.
So if you're keeping track, he becomes the fifth person in the Adams administration to step down amid the federal investigation. Pearson's final day on the job will be this coming Friday. Adams putting up a strong front of business as usual while his lawyers fight the charges against him. So attorney and political analyst Chapin Fay joining us this morning to bring us up to date on the latest developments in this legal fight. Chapin, great to see you this morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
When you look at the totality of everything, right, Chapin, I mean, you have resignation after resignation after resignation. This is Adams's one of his top advisors, one of his closest confidants that has followed him through his career. When you look at it, though, does it signal or signify that somebody as close as Tim Pearson is resigning?
I think it signals great trouble for the Adams administration, and this, of course, is the whole problem, right? Even if he is proven innocent at the end of the day, he still has to manage New York City. This is sort of the same issues that Governor Cuomo ran into when his was a little different, but he had investigation after investigation. So many fronts to fight every single day. He couldn't really do his day job on behalf of the millions of people in New York State, right? And Mayor Adams is going to find the same thing. He now has a real talent drain. There are many investigations of them as well. Maybe some are just leaving because, you know, they're worried about their own resumes in this administration. So I think it signals a lot of trouble. And one of the things he needs to do, right, his lawyer is fighting back, right? We saw him on television yesterday to great effect, fighting back. The mayor needs to stand up and act like he is governing and in charge of the city. He really needs to put a new team in place to replace the people that have left and show New Yorkers that he's in charge, right? New Yorkers are tough.
Yeah.
We want to see our mayor in charge, right? Making sure the garbage is picked up and governing New York City.
Yeah, it sounds like he's grasping for straws, though, at this point. You talked about his legal battle right now. He'll be in court again. The mayor will be in court again tomorrow. His lawyer yesterday trying to have some of those bribery charges dropped. What are the chances that that could actually happen?
So that was a fairly routine legal maneuver, right? A motion to dismiss. It's a way to adjudicate a case before discovery or a meritless case before discovery, before maybe a lengthy and resource draining trial. But it's going to be reviewed in the most favorable light to the plaintiff, which is the government, right? So it is very difficult. And I would say, add to that we're not fighting some local district attorney, not that, you know, not to minimize them, but this is the United States government. When the FBI and the U.S. attorneys bring an action, they very likely have, you know, all of their ducks in a row, right? They do not bring actions where there might be a miss or a novel. You know, we just saw some novel prosecutions happen recently. That doesn't happen with the federal government. They usually come and they come very hard at you.
Yeah. So again, when you look at the resignations and everything, and I was listening to you talk about the garbage being picked up and so on and so forth, it is. I mean, the city is still operating as it should be, and the mayor is trying to keep a schedule, right? He's trying to do it, but he's saying that the media and others are zeroed in on this investigation, not letting him focus on other things. So when you look at what he's trying to do, right, versus what's actually happening and playing out in the media and so on and so forth, what do you make of that?
Well, when you're the city mayor of New York and the feds bring an indictment against you, you can't really complain that the media is going to, cover
our job,
right? I mean,
yeah, of course.
And you're right. You know, maybe the city is running well, but we're not reading about that. We're reading about resignations. We're reading about problems with the administration. We're reading about his legal actions, and that's just, you know, he ran for office. That's the way things go.
And he's pointing to like Bob Menendez in New Jersey, saying, well, you know, he was allowed to have his trial and nobody forced him to resign, right? Is it a little different when you have a senator versus a mayor?
Well, certainly people did call for Senator Menendez to resign, but it is a little different, right? You can almost hide in the United States Senate. Not necessarily hide, but, you know, you're competing against 99 other people for media and attention. The mayor of New York City, you know, other than President of the United States, is one of the most high-profile political jobs in America. He wanted it. He ran. He won.
He's at the top of the pyramid.
That's right. And the media covers you. And, of course, he's been in this business long enough to know that when you are indicted, the media is going to cover that almost exclusively, right? And that goes back to sort of my point. I mean, the city of Yes is being rolled out, right? He does have things being rolled out, but we are unfortunately not reading very much about that. We're talking about this, and that's what happens when you are indicted, and that's just the way the game is played. And again, he needs to complain less and just start governing, starting looking like he's governing. He's got his press conference, I think, today, right? His typical press conference.
Yes.
He's going to get asked all about this, but he needs to start rolling out his initiatives. He needs to talk about he needs to start replacing these people, right, that have quit. And he just needs to roll out a plan. He needs to have a plan of action and make it look like he's rolling it out and governing, right? And maybe he is. That means the press office needs to be doing a lot better job, right? I mean, that's...
Because right now, optics doesn't look like that's happening right now.
And the age-old, the age-old canard in politics is, it's the perception of reality that matters. It's not reality, right? And the perception of reality right now is that this man is, spending all day long with his lawyers. That's what it looks like.
But people in his administration are dropping left and right. So at what point does the governor just say, enough is enough? Or the city council's inability committee?
Well, I think it's very tough to take out, number one, an elected official, particularly an elected official who was voted in by a lot of votes, like the population of New York City, and second, one of your own party, right? These are very difficult things. I think the governor is actually acquitting herself well, right? It seems like she made her case to him about what she wants to see directly, and now she's waiting to see if he, does the things that he needs to be doing. I suspect she will not remove him. If he is convicted and then still in office, maybe that'll be different. But I would be surprised if she
just nudge maybe.
Yeah, exactly. And she's being careful because of her own political future.
That's
we just had a poll come out yesterday where her favorability is 29%. So this could have implications on her. Real quick, because we have to go. When you look at the people he has to replace, some are saying in the Democratic circles that he's going to replace them with people that he should have had all along instead of his friends and close confidants that he kind of came up the way with. So could this be actually better for him and the city?
It may be. New blood is, typically good during an administration, particularly at the end. So I think it is good. That being said, I don't begrudge him for putting loyalists in office. Right? Politics is a tough game, and you want people you can trust. So I don't necessarily blame that. But those people that you trust have to also be able to hold the trust of the people. Yeah. So
the people that some of them had troubled pasts to begin with.
That's right.
So,
That's correct.
Anyway,
That's right.
Chapin, always great to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
A lot to talk about.
Thanks for your time.